Shit talker Blake. I am just finding out that the story Mr. Walker used to tell to us as students is actually real. Look at that. First thing I actually see 366 in Thompson. Wow. 1968, 1897. No, this is a ghost story. And Johnny, I'm on the first step. However, there was when I was coming up, when I was younger, like 7, 8, even younger than that, we were playing the alley, and Mr. Walker, he lived on our block, and he rode a motorcycle, and he would have it where the children would clean up the alley, because we are the ones who play in the alley and mess it up. So he made sure we would clean it up. After we clean the alley up, he would take those who want to go for a motorcycle ride, he would take them around the block. I never wanted to go for a motorcycle ride because when I was 6, there was a man in the hospital next door to me, in the room next to me. I broke my arm. He was in the room next to me, and he was on a freezer and tubes and everything. He had been in a motorcycle accident, so I did not want to ride on the motorcycle. I would like to have ice cream. Sometimes I would get a banana split or a sundae, something like that. After he take all the children for a ride, then he would go to Dairy Queen and get me a ice cream. I would sit there and eat my ice cream, and none of the children cared that I had ice cream. They were so excited that they got to ride the motorcycle again. So, Mr. Walker, he would tell this story, and he would tell it different almost every time, although we know what would happen at the end of the story, but he would tell the story different. And it would always be scary. I never knew it was an actual real story until today, So Mr. Walker would tell us the story. He would tell it different at different times. And I don't think the whole story is here. No, I will just read this one. But this is not the story that Mr. Walker would give us. The boy's mom told him to go to the store and get her some liver. But by the time he got to the store was closed. So there was a graveyard behind the store. So he went over there and dug up a person and got the liver out of him and took it home, and they ate it. And they ate it that night. And that night, he heard something. He heard a voice. It says, "Johnny, I'm on the first step. Johnny, I'm on the second step. Johnny, I'm on the third step." Now, as Mr. Walker would say, "Johnny, I'm on the first step," he would explain something. He also told this story too. But he told one where there was a boy. He did not have much, but Johnny, he had everything. See, here Johnny is poor, but Johnny, he had everything. And Johnny even had a really nice bike. One day, the little boy, he finally got a bike that his uncle put together for him. It was a bike no one else had, and Johnny wanted his bike. So Johnny took the little boy, but Johnny would bully the little boy all the time, And so Johnny took the little boy's bike. The little boy began to scream. Johnny grabbed the little boy and carried him off into the woods and chopped him up. And then Johnny when he went home, before Johnny went home, he would bury the body parts under different stairs. Now, remember, Johnny has everything. So Johnny grows up. He's very successful. He has a wife. He has children. So now Johnny wants to buy a bigger house. He buys a house now with stairs. So after Johnny puts everything in his house, he thinks his life is just going so grand and so good, no one could touch it. One night, Johnny heard a noise. Johnny jumped out of the bed, because, he was a bad motherfucker too. So Johnny jumps out of the bed to see who is in his house or what is going on in his home. When he gets to the stairs, there's something down the stairs. Johnny can see that there's something down the stairs, but Johnny does not know exactly what it is. So Johnny he thinks to take a step down, and instead of him taking a step down, whatever was down the stairs, he took a step up. And he said, Johnny, I am on the third step. And Mr. Walker would say, and the little boy, he would take his arm from up under that step, and then he would go, Johnny, I'm on the second step. And he would take his legs from under that. Then he would go, I'm on the third step, and he would take something else. When he gets to the 11th step, he gets his liver back. He snatches his liver back from Johnny. There are 12 steps. On the 11th step, he snatches his liver out of Johnny's body. And then he goes, Johnny, I am on the 12th step. Because now he has defeated Johnny. So now he is on the 12th step, and he can move forward to the 13, 14, and 15. Johnny was standing in the way on the 12th step. When he got to the 11th step and the lights went out, when he pulled out the liver, the lights went out. And Johnny's wife and children, they jumped up to run and see if Johnny was okay. When they got to the stairs, Johnny was at the bottom of the stairs with a biggest hole in his stomach and blood pouring out. And no one ever knew what happened to Johnny. But that little boy, he came back and he got Johnny. He got all his body parts and he took his liver from Johnny. Although when Mr. Walker tells the story, wow, it sounds so much better than when I tell it. And plus I was a child at the time, So this is why me, Pandora and I, we were talking, and I was telling her about Mr. Walker, And it's funny, that same day, me and my son, we watched something, on the internet. And both of the things we watched had a man named Walker in it. And I thought that was real fun. Every time I think of something, there it is, on the TV or in the newspaper or on the internet. I think, therefore I am, and my thoughts manifest themselves. Although I know there's someone on the other side of this motherfucking machine. And he will put the thoughts that I think on the side, on the internet. When you're reading, you think of some french fries, next thing you know there are french fries, especially on Facebook. That shit happens a lot. So, now I go into the etymology of Johnny. And now, the first word is pet. So now we have a petting experience. It is a pet form of miscellaneous proper name John. Then it says CY. I'm going to read the whole thing and then I'm going to break it down. Used as a contemptuous, and that is, see, we have United States here, and humorous. United States here, and these two words for some reason remind me of the land of funk. Ill humor. Where the pink man thinks that he can just say what the fuck he wants to say about us, and it's supposed to be funny. To me, that's fucking ill humor, motherfucker. Because I know I am in the land of funk, but I am not going to allow the pink motherfucker to say any fucking thing about my folk. If I hear it or if I see a video and decide to listen to it, I hear you saying stupid shit, I'm going to talk about you and your Illuminati motherfucking people. Because you guys are the most wickedest people on the planet Earth. Although you may think melanated man is the most wickedest, but actually it is the pink man. The melanated man cannot and have never thought of so many wicked ways of how to harm a motherfucker, although you would think he would, because look at Inky. Inky harmed the fuck out of Pandora. And he is a melanated man. Well, if he was to get in the flesh, he would be melanated. Now, a gold melanated. So now, this is in the Mediterranean. It was a typical name for an Englishman. So now we're going to deal with English language and deal with Babylon by the 1800s. 666. In the Crimean War, you see, Crimean, Johnny, has something to do with a Crimean War. Wow. It became the typical name among the English for a Turk. Isn't that Turkey where they went into Asia Minor and took over? I'm going to find them too. What? Later extended to an Arab, an Arabic. If I tell you the things they did to us in slavery, well, they taught the pink man to do to us. But the pink man did not do to us as they did to us, because the pink man did not actually turn us into eunuchs. At the age of 12, the Arabs would turn our brothers into eunuchs so that their sisters, their females, would not want our brothers. And by the way, these were the pink Arabs, not the melanated ones, because the pink Arabs would have the melanated Arabs also as slaves, who by World War II were using United States, and it turned as the typical name for a British man. A British man is a brute beast. And then it says, Johnny come lately. And it is first NASA, because tested is NASA in Hebrew. So at NASA in 1839, these numbers mean a lot too. Now I want to go here to the Y. I will not finish this today because it is a lot of studying, and it is a long way to go, and I don't even want to do this shit anymore. I really don't. I may do it once a week. I don't know. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done with it. Why keep doing it and giving you positive information to help you with the programs and help your children and all? Like, it is a bunch of fucking stalkers. Well, not a bunch, a few stalkers. This is not a bunch. Now, this is a suffix indicating state, condition, or quality. Also, an activity or the result of it, as in victory and history. Funny, Johnny, and they talk about the Y, will be victory and history. It is his story they are telling us so that they can have the victory over us. Isn't that something? Johnny come lately, bastards. By Anglo-French and Old French from Labatina, I just call it Labatina, from Labatina IA, Greek IA, and pi is a suffix forming abstract or collective nouns. It is etymologically identical with IA, and the second element is CY and all the other things, right? But I want to go to, it is etymologically, I'm going to ID, DTI, because now I am targeting Delia, and I'm not doing my shit on the Y. I'm not doing it in secret. I'm letting the bitch know. So it is to ID those who are targeting me. It also is the CIA. Isn't that kind of fucked up? Because they are fucked up. And plus, this word can also go on the melanated side, to ID something with IA. So when you get to IA, I found CIA somewhere in here too. That was a long study, so I'm not going that far. But in identical IA, so I'm going to say this is Delia. Isn't your name DELIA? That's how you get the letters DIA. You belong to the DIA, like the media. That's why you do the writing. And so now I have found you, and Johnny. Now, uh, this is number 3. For the minus the y, it is also a petting experience. Again, this will go to, like Johnny Kitty dealing with a baby and a puppy. So I going to pass this one. Go to this. None. Now, as a noun, the why? As a noun, there is a noun. People, places, and things. You are a noun. It's a army, city, and a country. It is from also French, ATUS, United States. Past particle, suffix, verbs of whatever. But I want to get here. You see the Y is on arm, and then you put a Y, right? So Delia, she sent in the DIA. She's Delia, and see DI. I mean IA. DELIA. It said I had to ID those who are targeting me, and they are in the CIA. So DELIA, I will say Delia. She sent in who? And the first word comes to army. She sent in Harmon. He is not in the army, but he is a popo. And his name is Arm, and he can't harm you. Now they put a Y here because she is using Yahweh to deal with this. Here we have internet technology. See internet technology, or I like to say see it, and there's the Y. Here she will try, and to me she is a cunt. See, UNT. She is a cunt, a zero. But yes, she is a cunt, and she have tried to kill me. And try many other things too. Now, it also goes into the word crispy. Yes, that bitch is so fucking crispy. If you are not crispy today, you will be crispy later. And we are not going to leave this in the way you think we are going to leave it. Now it goes into IC, United States. That's Labatina. My name is also Labatina. So it goes into IC, United States. Let's see what this is. I see US sky, Russian sky. So now we go into Russian, having to do with having the nature of being, made of, caused by, similar to, in chemistry, indicating a higher violence than names in OUS. Almost unique, like and directly from Labatina, IC, United States. So I'm going to come back because I found something in this and I really want to show that part. Now I go into the IA, and this is a word forming element in names of countries. You see, the IES, dealing with Alistair Crowley and Hitler. 135. 135 also deals with how many years they gave to York. 135 years. It also deals with diseases, but flowers. Florida deals with flowers, and that's where the nation of Yahweh headquarters was, in Florida, and it deals with flowers. From Labatina, IA, and backwards it is the AI, like artificial intelligence, which forms abstract nouns, and it is a feminine gender for Delia. Now here, this is what got to me here. It says paraphernalia. Paraphernalia, really? This is a female word. Paraphernalia is to have things to do drugs with, and that was the only definition I had until I found it here. But paraphernalia, it deals with a female. And then the para, there's no such thing as para. There's no such thing as para, not really. This word, it comes from the word pharaoh. And then this is also dealing with the female, to feed your baby, to be a mama and shit, etc. It represents labatina and Greek plural suffix of nouns and ium or ion. Now, when you get into this word, when you begin to do the chemical elements in your name, you're going to go into this word, and it will kind of help you to understand how to put the chemicals in your name together, how to use them. You can also use the chemical elements in your name to fight, and this will actually help you how to do that. Now we go into Chinese forms. So now we are back to Chinese, China, CIA. These people are going to rule everything. And it's just so funny to me, they have Chinese here and Africa here. And now it is the Chinese man he is a neo pink man that is now going into Africa, and Africa thinks this pink man was different from the original pink man. They came in and gave them a book and took their land. And now the dumb Africans, they have the book and they do not know how to use it, and they think they can get their land back with the book. Are you fucking kidding me? You don't even know how to use the book. And it just goes on and on and on. This word is so awesome, but such as this word, and then you have America. It is a continent. So when you deal with the AI, it can come from China, and it can be about America also, and any other continent, Africa. See, this. It looks French to me. This looks French to me. So it could be the way you say Africa, the real way to say Africa, I do not know. But Africa does not have the I-A. You see? America does not have the I-A. So why is it here? You see? You see how they have the I-C-A here? And the I-C-A there? Because they are hiding CIA. They're hiding in these words. The CIA, the Team Chain people, they are part of Illuminati, the CIA, and Central Intelligence Agency, or crazy ignorant assholes. And they are going to Africa and stripping Africa's minerals and materials, and to bring it back here to put the so-called black man under mind control. This is 22 minutes and I'm going to get all of this stuff, put it together so that I can just zoom through it. So I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow or not, because I just really don't want to do this shit. To me, it's starting to be boring. When I do the same thing over and over and over, to me it becomes boring. Or to study this shit, it does not become boring, because I want to go through this, and you will see. We will wind up with the name Yahweh. So this is nothing. The other video is nothing, because I really did not feel like doing this shit. So I say, Lahi Raud, shit talk out.